Whoop, whoop, whoop. And we're live. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome back to some Final Fantasy XIV. Continuing on Sorin's journey through the post-Shadowbringers content. We're going to be moving into patch 5.3 today, Reflections in Crystal, which is one I am very much looking forward to. But before that, I looked up to check, and the reason we're in Amarang, don't need the chat box, is that I did check, and yes, there is one quest involving the Eden story that does come at the end of 5.2. So I was going to do that quickly first. And yeah, I think we just get it straight. Yeah, what did happen last time? Elidibus has possessed Ardbert's body and is going around encouraging people to become warriors of light. In our search to try and find out what his motive is, we found a new facility at the bottom of the Tempest, an Animus and Eider. And that came... Brain work for me, please. Yes, we learned that Elidibus, at least some form of Elidibus, because we do remember that Ascian names are often titles, that Elidibus became the heart of Zodiark. We were also introduced to, briefly to Venat, who became the heart of Hydaelyn. So Yashtola is down there at the bottom of the Tempest, continuing her research. While we came up, had a bit of a rest, had a bit of a chat with Ciela, who encouraged us to, you know, just like we did with all the other Warriors of Light, through defeating the Cardinals, to put Ardbert to rest. Yeah, let's get into it. Yalford, you sent word there was news? Good news, or at least it has the potential to be good news. I've received word from Master Urianger. Unfortunately, the message was rather thin on details. He only requested that you return to the Crystarium and meet him at the Wandering Stairs. Not the most likely of places for important meetings, but I suppose you might be able to squeeze in a pint or two while you're there. Oh, right. I suppose maybe things were a bit too busy earlier for him to... bring this up. But given that he mentioned it to Yalford, I guess... yeah, this maybe concerns Eden. Maybe something he didn't feel the need to bring up around the others. Alright. Well, can't see any sign of anyone, so I guess I'll just wait for a bit. Oh, everyone's here. Hello? Pray accept mine apologies for calling thee hither at such short notice. No matter I wish to discuss is of considerable import. If it's that urgent, wouldn't it be quicker to use those link pearl things Reen's been telling me about? These are words best delivered in person. Urianger? Is everything okay? Thancred? Did something happen to the empty? Naught that doth warrant our immediate attention. The elements are in a state of equilibrium, and the propagation of flora continues apace. So what's this about then? As thou art aware, we are not of this world, hailing from what is referred to as the Source. However, unlike Sorin, Thancred and I exist only as ether given corporeal form. Our bodies remaineth on the Source, though the thread that binds us to them doth grow weaker with the passage of time. And if you stay here too long, you might never be able to return. Precisely. Now, with the wheels of change in the empty set in motion, we believe this a fitting juncture to take our leave. We shall but regret not being present to see the transformation reach its completion. Right. I suppose maybe better to make sure they know ahead of time that it doesn't feel like it'll be long before we all return to the source. Yeah. That hardly seems worth losing your bodies over, though. If you have to go back to your own world, who are we to stop you? I always knew this day would come. You'll still have Gaia and Sorin. I suppose that's right. I can always travel between the two. I know that you'll see this through to the end. Together. We will. I may not be half the woman Minfilia was, but I have friends I can turn to. They might be brutally honest in their opinion at times. Or prefer to save their worlds and let their actions do the talking. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Just promise you won't transform into a crazy ice lady and try to kill me. Again. You can count on me. No, I can't say what the future might bring. No doubt Reen and Gaia will need your support in the days to come. Alas, the mysteries surrounding the fairy are yet to be solved. Whether thou shouldst find the answers that thou seekest or nay, lend not thine ears to its honeyed words, for thy will is thine own. Never forget this. I won't. The time of our departure is at hand, yet know that, no matter where we may be, ever shall we pray for your success. With Urianger and Thancred set to leave the First, it seems wise to share this development with Ardbert, who will continue to oversee expeditions into the Empty. Right. Would be a good idea to let him know, wouldn't it? And a hope. Ardbert? Oh, you're back sooner than expected. Is everything alright? Well, I've just got some news to convey. About Thancred and Urianger. Oh dear, that's rather unfortunate. I dare say it's something jolly important for them to leave in such a hurry. In any case, I wish them the best of luck, wherever their work may take them. I shall remain here and hold the fort, as it were, and make the necessary provision should any further forays into the Empty be required. Safe travels, Master Sorin. I'll see you around, Ardbert. New orchestrion roll for me. Okay, and now back to the MSQ. I'm still undecided on whether this is going to be 1 or 2 streams, but I kind of reminded myself what the quest progression was like here. And there's one quest I'm definitely going to get to. And then once I get to the end of that, I'll look at how much time I've got left. And see if I can push on towards the end, because I think like after that quest, if I start the next one, I'll feel I'll have to finish the whole thing. Oh, sir, is everything all right? Ah, Master Sherwood, will you be venturing forth today? I haven't quite decided what today has in store for me. Do be sure to take care if so. Though they say the star shower was harmless, one can never be too careful. But I concede it is not for me to tell the Warrior of Darkness how to look after himself. Old habits, you understand. That's not a problem. I appreciate you looking out for me. Ah, Sorin, a very opportune... Alf... Oh, Morin. Greetings, my friend. Do you perchance have a moment to spare? Of course. What's the problem? Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I wanted to thank you, you see, for revealing to us the truth of the Warriors of Light. After all these years, your tale set the record straight. Finally, the people see them as the great heroes they were. Or the great hero he is in the case of Ardbert. You too were surprised to see him, I think. That's one way to say it. At the time, I was not certain what to make of it all. But I could see the effect his words had on those around me. And then the stars rained down from the sky and... well, you know the rest. When the commotion died down, you were nowhere to be seen. But I was determined to express my gratitude, and so here I am. Thank you, Sorin, for giving voice to the truth and restoring the Warriors of Light to their rightful place in history. Should you, perhaps, wish to have your account of these matters committed to writing, I would be more than willing to serve as your scribe. Indeed, if there's anything I can do to help, anything at all, you need only say the word. I'm trying to remember what we're thinking at this point. I suppose it's, yeah, so given that Sorin's already spoken to him about the Warriors of Light, he wouldn't really think there's much more they have to share on the topic. But yeah. If you don't mind me asking, what's your view on how things are in the city? The situation in the city? Do you mean the people's awakening as Warriors of Light? Well, while questions remain about the circumstances surrounding Ardbert's return, history tells us that what took place may not be entirely unprecedented. It isn't? But to understand that requires an understanding of Warriors of Light in a broader Vrandic context. If it please you, I should be glad to provide an overview. I flatter myself that it may grant you a better grasp of that which is occurring not only in the Crystarium, but the world at large. If you wouldn't mind. Excellent! I shall return to the cabinet at once and look up the relevant texts. Pray, join me at your earliest convenience. No rest for the righteous, it would seem. Do not let me keep you, sir. I bid you a pleasant day. You too. Again, thanks for all the help. This isn't the first time something like this has happened. That's certainly got me curious. Well, guess it's story time. Morin? Oh, sorry if I kept you waiting. Sorin. Excellent timing. I have but this moment finished gathering the materials for our lesson. As many great works make reference to the Warriors of Light, I shall, with your permission, focus only upon the details that seem most relevant. That would be a great help. Thank you. Oh, Alphino, Alize, Reen. Oh, the Warriors of Light, you say? Oh, forgive us, but we couldn't help overhearing. We've been keeping our watch over the Crystarium, but it appears to be business as usual. So I thought I'd spend some time brushing up my knowledge of familiars, and Alphino volunteered to help. I actually came on a different errand, but I'd be interested in hearing about the Warriors of Light as well. May I join you? Of course. If you're okay with it, Morin. Oh, of course, of course. The more the merrier. If you would care to find a table below, I shall be down with the books in a moment. Right. Were one to pore over the annals of Vrandic history, one would note the comparatively frequent recurrence of individuals hailed as Warriors of Light. Ardbert and his comrades require no introduction, but many others bore the epithet long before them. To name but a few, there was Tolfawill, legendary first king of Lakeland, Rodford and Solard, the fabled Dran and Galgant duo of Ardbert. And no list of Vrandic heroes would be complete without the Archmage Tuna of Ronka. In older texts, she too was called a Warrior of Light. It did surprise me how ready people were to forget the negative associations of the title. But it makes sense if it's been around for centuries. Verily, in ages past it was simply a synonym for hero. In the wake of the flood, however, light came to be regarded with fear. The title used not to exalt, but to revile. A far cry from its beginnings. Oh. This, my friends, is Norvrandt's oldest epic, the original tale of the struggle between good and evil. In a time when all lay shrouded in darkness, a prophesied hero rose to deliver the world from its doom. Fighting in the name of the light, the hero styled himself its foot soldier, and thus did he come to be known as the Warrior of Light. Curiously, in the centuries that followed, other heroes appeared who claimed the selfsame epithet, despite sharing no discernible connection with their predecessors. And in time, Warrior of Light came to be a name accorded to all men and women of uncommon skill and valor. Well, well, the plot thickens. As you know, the title of Warrior of Light is also used in the source. Yeah, quite well aware of that. Though the manners in which individuals have earned it are many and varied, heroes have been honoured thus since antiquity. Nor does the custom show any signs of dying out, as you can well attest. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? It surely can't be a coincidence. Indeed not. Let us imagine a man who has awakened to the echo and is able to hear Hydaelyn's voice. As she styles him, so too does he style himself, a warrior of light. Wait, are you saying... Of course, being blessed with the echo does not in itself make one a hero, and conversely there have been no few heroes who are not blessed with it. But such distinctions are immaterial to the masses, and over time they came to use the title Warrior of Light and the word hero interchangeably. Sounds about right. It would be interesting to see if the theory holds true in the other worlds, if crossing the rift were that easy. That's... right. Hydaelyn did use that title. She did? I've never heard her voice myself, but I can feel her presence. Perhaps through Minfilia. At any rate, assuming all of this is true and there's a common thread behind the epithet, I doubt the Scions will have been amused. To have the world at large associate light, and by extension Hydaelyn, with good must have added insult to injury. While this discussion is undeniably fascinating, I wonder, should I be privy to it? Mayhap it would be better if I excused myself. Oh, no need for that, my friend. Pray accept our apologies. Your lesson on the Warriors of Light has given us much to ponder. Oh, did someone say Warriors of Light? Is everything alright? Oh, Rikitio, are you alright? Ah, my precious tomes. Did I not say you must take care in the cabinet? You too, Urkel. Farewell. We're sorry, Master Morin. Aren't you? Hello there. The Warrior of Darkness? Hello. My name's Rikitio, and I want to help everyone. Please, tell me what I have to do to be a hero. To be a Warrior of Light. Should I... It feels weird to call them puppy dog eyes when it's from a Mikote. Or what? Mistle? Alphino, do you have any advice? Setting aside our misgivings, it would seem churlish to discourage the young lady. Well, let's hear what she has to say. So, I want to be a Warrior of Light, but not one that fights with a sword and all that. I want to be the kind that fights with potions and heals people. An apothecary. And I'm going to help everyone in the Crystarium. No, in all of Norvrandt. When I told Urkel and Iwol this, they said the cabinet should have lots of tomes about potions. But this place is so big and we don't have the faintest idea where to begin searching. At this rate, I'm not going to get anywhere. If one knew where to look, one should indeed be able to find treatises on potions here. Even so, I feared it may prove a little difficult for one so young. But, Esteemed Warrior of Darkness, perhaps you might accompany young Rikitio to Spigirix. Rather than through tomes, I believe she stands to learn more by observing the chirurgeons at their work. Sounds like a plan. It seems we've finished here, so we'll come with you. I don't want to... Sorin wouldn't make it a race, but I don't feel he wouldn't... he wouldn't be reluctant at all, I don't feel. Other than feeling put on the spot by his reputation again. Well, we're a bit busy, but... I can't really say no, can I? Really? Thank you so much, Warrior of Darkness. We'll see you at Spigirix. Maybe I should introduce myself. As much as I can accept the title, it's easier to be called by name. I shall remain here and tidy up. I hope that today's lesson will be of some use to you. I'm sure it will, Morin. Thank you again. Right. Suppose it's certainly admirable to want to be a healer. And I suppose that's... Of anyone else here, that is how I started out. I need to check back in with Alcazolka once I get back to the source. It's been too long. Well now, to what do I owe the pleasure of so many bright-eyed visitors? We were actually wondering if we could... well, see the Chirurgeon's work. Is that the way of it, sweetie? Oh, you wish to learn about medicine? That's right. I want to become a warrior of light who uses potions to help people all over the world. Oh, well, that is a very noble endeavor, and you aren't alone in it. No few at our infirmary yearn to venture forth as warriors of light. But ultimately they have all decided not to pursue that dream. Why? Because the people here need them too, sweetie. The guards who place themselves in harm's way to keep us safe. The artisans who toil tirelessly that we might sustain our way of life. And the younglings like you who are the future of the Crystarium. They couldn't simply abandon them, you see. And so difficult though it was, they made the decision to remain. Then, does this mean my dream isn't any good? Oh, sweetie, yours is a wonderful dream, and it would be my pleasure to help you pursue it. If we all work hard, the day will come when our chirurgeons may set forth to aid folk in every corner of the realm. As we strive towards that day, I hope that we can rely upon you as well. Now I must warn you, ours is not an easy path. No, you must work very, very hard. I'm not afraid of hard work. I'll become the best apothecary ever. Just you watch. That's the spirit. Without further ado then, may I entrust you with a task? I have placed an order at XIV for a potion ingredient, and I would like you to go and collect it. Ooh, an ingredient! Leave it to me, miss. My, such an abundance of energy. Oh, I can't help but wonder if she'll be alright by herself. My apologies, but would you mind accompanying her? When you arrive at XIV, speak with a woman named Gracine, and she will point you in the right direction. Oh, right, of course. I shall join you. As the one who suggested this course to Ricky Tio, I would assist in her first steps. Well, I guess we're heading off together. And what about the two of you? Are you coming along too? Well, we do want to become warriors of light, just not the same kind as Ricky. So we'll wait for you here, warrior of darkness. When you return, please, teach us how to fight. How to fight? In that case, Sorin and I shall keep them company and take the opportunity to ask about their aspirations. Alright, I'll leave you to it. Let's go off to XIV now. Those are the gardens out the front of the Crystarium, aren't they? Okay, this seems to be the place. I just wonder where the ingredients are. There they are. Ricky? Are these small enough? Ah, there you are. As it turns out, the ingredient still wants for harvesting, so we are going about that now. Right, I'll see if there's anything I can do to help out. If it isn't the Warrior of Darkness himself! May I assume you're here with Master Alphino? You can assume that. Right. Lest you wonder, Kezamal's order is for grapes. As busy as we have been of late, however, I regret to say we didn't have the time to harvest them. So it was with apologies that I asked Master Alphino and his young companion to help themselves to the fruits on Divine. Perhaps you could lend them a hand. It's the undersized grapes you'll want to pick. They're too small for normal consumption, but suitable for making wine and medicine. Right, that's why she was looking for small ones. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. These look small enough, I guess. There's some more. Ah, these ones look small. There we go. Ricky, how are you getting on? Oh, you're here too? Oh, we're picking little grapes. It's quite fun. Oh, I've got some more for us. Wow, you've picked this many already? Amazing! I dare say we have enough between us. Shall we take them back to Kezimal? Hey, I can't wait to see what she's going to do with them. Tell me, Ricky, what made you want to become an apothecary and warrior of light? Why, well, a while ago, I felt sick. Really sick. My body was burning up, and I felt so weak I couldn't even get out of bed. And a traveling apothecary came and gave me a potion to drink. It was the foulest thing I'd ever tasted, but it made me get better. She was so brave. The apothecary, I mean. She went around taking care of people, even when it was dangerous. And I decided I wanted to help people, just like her. So I started brewing potions out of grass and giving to my friends. But I didn't really know what I was doing, or if there was anything else I could do. Then, not long ago, a neighbor told me he was going to become a warrior of light, and go traveling the world, helping people. And I thought, that's the same as what I want to do. I see. Out of curiosity, what did your neighbor do in the end? Taylor? I haven't seen him for a bit, so he must already be out there looking for people to help. Taylor? Taylor? One of the guards awakened by the star shower. Thank you for sharing your tale with us, Ricky Teo. I myself took inspiration from one not unlike your traveling apothecary, and I hope her good example will spur you on to realize your dreams. But it will not be done in a day. Such lofty goals are reached through hard work and persistence, through countless little acts of heroism, like delivering the grapes to Kezimal. Well, off she goes. It would seem I've been laboring under a misapprehension. Alphino? I had convinced myself that it was Elidibus who had sowed the desire to become warriors of light within the hearts of the people. But I see now that the impulse to aid their fellow man abided within them from the first. Elidibus did no more than give it a name. And as he so kindly proclaimed, we must return to our own world ere long. And with the Exarch labouring tirelessly, I doubt not that a way will be found. Yet I believe I speak for us all when I say I cannot leave in good conscience. Not until we have dealt with Elidibus. Right. First isn't safe yet. This is no longer strange and distant land after all. Norvrandt has become as a home to us, and to our people our own. Right. Let us return to Spagirix. It wouldn't do to keep your admirers waiting. Right. Admirers. I don't know if I'm ever going to get used to that. This wasn't a... When I first came to Eorzea, earning myself this kind of reputation wasn't quite my goal. Suppose if we need to deal with Elidibus, we don't have too long to do it. I already know the situation with the others is becoming a little concerning. My thanks for your kind help, sweetie. We now have all the ingredients we require. From the grapes we shall make a vinegar, to which we will add elf grass and a few other herbs to produce an invigorating syrup. Though it's unspeakably sour, it does wonders for the constitution. As part of her studies, I may just have to give Ricky Teo a little tasty. I suppose it probably does good to get used to things like that. But, right. Earl, was it? A warrior of darkness! If you finished helping Ricky, won't you show us some fighting? Not play fighting, but honest to God's fighting. We already have some enemies that you can deal with. Vampire bats. The guards say they've become a pest around the Crystarium of late. We tried to sneak outside to hunt them, but the guards caught us and sent us home. But they shouldn't mind if you were doing the fighting and we were just watching. The children told us as much while you were away. And in preparation, Kezimal kindly furnished us with some lures for the bats. While the creatures won't give you any sport, bear in mind that the younglings will be watching. That's to say, put on a good show, yes? Right. Let's head outside at once. Everyone, follow me. Alice, wait just a... Come on then, children. Right. I guess. Dealing with some bats shouldn't be difficult, but like Alize said, I need to maybe I need to hold back a little. So about the dancer. Hitting bats with an axe might not be the best way of going about things. Alright. Everyone's here? Good. Let's get started, shall we? As their name suggests, vampire bats feed on blood. And originally being nocturnal creatures, they've grown more active with the return of night and become a nuisance. To draw them out, we'll use Kezimal's lures, which work by exploiting their heat-seeking behavior. The bats are wont to nest under the eaves, so you will like to attract more if you place the lures near buildings. I have here 6 lures, 3 each for you and me. As proof of a successful kill, I want you to gather up their fangs. Whoever collects the most is the winner. Oh, you're hunting too? Yes! Well, there's nothing like friendly competition to bring out the best in Sorin. Anyway, while we hunt the bats, the 2 of you are to stay with Reen. She's really strong too, and will keep you safe. Are you okay with that, Reen? Without further ado then, let the contest begin. A contest? Right. She said under the eaves, so maybe... Keep an eye out for locations that seem to match that. In the end, this is still going to help out the Crystarium, right? Alright. Let's try here. This seems shaded enough. One of them. Oh, was that someone else doing the same quest? Should I help out? Gotta help out our fellow warriors of light. So, what about here? Just one. Hey, I'm not checking places that are as shaded as they could be. Oh. Hello, Mooney. Welcome to the stream. Well. There's two. What about here? Just feel that your body got beat. Oh. Oh, there's two of them. And, well, that's me out of lures. No sign of Alizé. I mean, I got 4. Well fought, Sorin. The children were hanging on your every move. As was I, to be honest. Though I know the tally. May I see your fangs for good measure? Right. Here you go. Oh. Apologies for the wait. My fangs. Not a bad haul, even if I do say so myself. Five, six, seven fangs from Alizé. Which means the victory goes to Alizé. Sorin collected 4. Ha! I did it! I bested Sorin! In another goddamned life? You didn't even try, did you? I only found 4. There I was, taking it seriously. Spare your pity next time, will you? Sorry, Alizé. Honestly, I couldn't find that many. So, children, you've now seen the Warrior of Darkness in action. What are your impressions? He's incredible, miss. The bats were down before they knew it. Our guards are strong, but the Warrior of Darkness is much, much stronger. We want to be just like him. Good. If you're looking for an example to emulate, you may as well pick the best. I want you to remember how you felt when you watched Sorin, and train hard. Keep at it for long enough, and you'll be strong too. Training's all it comes down to in the end. If you don't mind telling us, when did you decide that you wanted to become Warriors of Light? It's funny that she thinks you were taking it easy. I'm fairly certain I lost when I did it as Joseph as my main character as well. I just kept... neither time deliberately, I just chose the wrong places. Well, we were there listening with everyone when Ardbert appeared, but I've wanted to be strong since before I came to the Crystarium. The Sin Eaters killed my father and my sister, see? I promised myself I'd learn how to protect people one day. Like Ardbert said, this is our home. We're the ones who have to protect it. We're the ones who have to rise up as new Warriors of Light. What about you, Arkle? Me? To be honest, I'm still not sure what I want to do. But if my friends were in trouble, I know that I would want to help them. And I want to go on adventures with them, see the world together. That's a wonderful goal. You really think so? It's hard to explain, but it's something I felt when I saw the star shower the other day. I felt as though There was something I'd lost, that I had to go out there and find it. Well, for the both of you, there's nothing for it but to train. When we return to the city, I'll teach you some exercises you can do by yourselves. Thanks for showing us your fighting skills, Warrior of Darkness. We'll never forget it. No, to beat 7. Like, to find 8, that means you must have to find like 2 groups of 3 and a group of 2. You only have the 3 lures. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, I understand how Arkle feels. The star shower didn't awaken me to Hydaelyn's voice, but that vision of the final days, of Amarok burning, it filled me with sadness to the very pit of my being. Things I once knew, people I once loved, promises I once made. Felt as though long-forgotten memories were dancing at the edges of my mind. But when I try to focus on them, they simply fade away. An effect of having a fractured soul, I shouldn't doubt. But lest you worry, I'm perfectly happy to remain fractured, and have no intention of donning an Ascian mask. I just wish we knew what Elidibus was plotting. Look at this pair of incurable brooders. If we're going to stand around lost in thought, we may as well do it back in the city. Rest assured, Reen and I will take the children from here. Their heads will be in the clouds after meeting you, but we'll see to it that their feet remain firmly planted on the ground. Oh. Alice, are you okay? Alice? It's nothing, just a dizzy spell. It seems I tried a little too hard to beat you. I'm fine now, not to worry. I'll see you soon. They were just bats, Alice. As you ponder Alice's words, you are taken by an urge to revisit the scene of that fateful meeting. It was a nice place just to feel the wind. I suppose we've still got no word on anything other than to wait for either progress on the spirit vessel or if Y'shtola finds anything down in Anemnesis. Oh, he needs to work. Mooney. There is nothing wrong with Dino Nuggies. That Elidibus.
Why am I? Was it you who called me here?
Called? What? Diego! Could you? Yeah, no, see, Mooney, I have. Again, I'm someone who, you know, still enjoys like my Kamen Rider, my Super Sentai, Power Rangers, and all that. I've gotten to a stage where kind of I think like Why? What's shameful about enjoying stuff designed for kids? I know, because you look at kids and they seem to be having the most fun in life. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want a bit of that? On behalf of the Convocation, I bid you welcome to our order. At times you will stand with us. At times you will stand against us. All that you might steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. For yours is the seat of Elidibus, the emissary, and by this name shall your every action be guided.
So you peered into my memories. No matter. You will have found little of import.
The echoes never... I don't recall it ever triggering in the presence of an Ascian before.
But I see you intended to summon me here no more than I intended to come. The fault is mine.
What do you mean?
Such is the burden of hope.
The burden of hope? What is this all about, Elidibus? What are you doing?
Come now. My plans are no mystery. That which I do is no different from that which you have done so many times, Warrior of Darkness. I arm myself, I hone my skills, I make ready to vanquish my enemy. You.
Wait.
You who have murdered my brothers, who have taken their selfless labors in service to the one true world and turned them to ash. I see you for what you are. You are death, and only in death shall you serve any purpose.
That's...
The Convocation charged me to steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. As Elidibus, it is my duty, and I shall see it done. I will strike you down. Destroy you body and soul. All else must wait.
You're...
Ere long I will come for you, Warrior of Darkness. And I will save the world.
Do it again. Of course, Sari would.
One last matter. I bore witness to your final struggle with Emet. It seemed as if he saw something familiar in you.
That...
As if he mistook you for another.
That's... I met someone in Emet Amarat. Hydaelyn. He called me his new old friend.
No. I recall not of whom he spoke. Mayhap I never knew you. Or mayhap it is another fragment lost.
Ah, I wasn't aware you already had a guest. If the conversation is constructive, I shall not intrude.
Gra? Are you...
But if you seek to stir up trouble, Elidibus, then I must insist you leave at once.
It's your... Gra! Are you...
Though you lack her blessing, your soul is surprisingly dense.
What was... Are you okay?
Worry not. I seem to be unharmed.
Seem to be. But... your arm...
This. This is my own doing. The consequence of my recent exertions. It is the tower's way of compensating me for the demands I have placed on it. Rest assured, it is no great inconvenience at present. Indeed, I told Beck Lug as much, but they would not be persuaded and sent me away to rest.
I'll have to thank them for that.
No need to make a fuss. Strange as it may sound, I consider it something of a badge of honor.
You're definitely okay?
One of the brave souls who saw me delivered unto the first once said that the world shall ever have a place for tales of heroism so long as we have need of inspiration in our lives. Though he and his fellows had no way of knowing whether their mad scheme would amount to anything, they knew that the attempt alone would inspire hope. Or so they hoped. A more optimistic lot one would be hard-pressed to find. They said they would find a means to save our God's forsaken world, just as soon as they had sent me on my way. Said it with such confidence that, for a fleeting moment, I half believed them. Such faith, such courage in the face of unrelenting despair. For a long time, it was more than I could bear to remember them. But having come this far, having sent full many on their way myself, I see things more clearly. To take action is to hope. To believe, to choose to believe, is to take the first step towards a brighter future. And why do I tell you this? Because I want you to indulge me in a little recklessness.
How much recklessness?
Needless to say, I have a plan. And when all is said and done, I will ask yet another favor of you.
Oh. Reen.
You're both here. Oh, thank goodness.
Is everything okay?
What's wrong?
It's Thancred. He's collapsed.
No. We aren't too late, are we? I'm so glad I found both you and the Exarch. Yeah, I think it's his to do with his... I don't think his body going through the rejoining would make enough of a difference. But I think, yeah, the fusion with the Crystal Tower, because given the Crystal Tower's like whole purpose is to be a storage center for ether, I imagine being connected to that, the Exarch would be quite like etherically dense. The fates seem determined not to allow us a quiet moment. But come, let us have the details from Reen. Right. Reen? It happened after Alize and I saw the children back to Spagirix. We chanced to meet Thancred there, returning from his mission. He'd been shadowing Elidibus around the realm, only to lose sight of him near the Crystarium. And he was in the middle of telling us where he'd been when he just crumbled to the ground. The Chirurgeons are looking after him now, with Alphino standing by, just in case his healing magics are needed. Since I couldn't do anything to help, I thought it best to find you, and the god of the Exeter told me where to look. I see. It cannot have been easy leaving Thancred's side. My thanks for bearing word to us. Come, let us hurry to Spagurix. Right. Thancred and Urianger were feeling weak back before we went to Anemnesis. Then Alizé just now as well. Maybe it's... Yeah, it might be both, but I kind of feel Elidibus would... I don't feel Elidibus would be surprised just by the rejoining aspect of it. Because I think after everything, Elidibus... Like, given how long he's watched Emmett Selk, I feel Elidibus is aware that G'raha is already rejoined. Thancred? Are you doing okay? They dragged you here too, did they? My apologies. How do you feel? Embarrassed, but otherwise well enough. I won't be staying overnight. This episode was not the result of any injury I could find. Thancred's ether, however, did show signs of instability, and I did what I could to calm the fluctuations. And all of this happened without warning. Not exactly. You will doubtless recall the time Urianger nearly drowned, and I gallantly went to his rescue. When his water-walking charm failed, he was tired, as were you when you got back. We were both spent, yes, on account of which you begged us to rest, which, in retrospect, may have been a good idea. Fact is, I've been experiencing regular bouts of lightheadedness ever since, but there was no actual fainting until now. Wait, Alizé? Earlier. As Alphino observed, I have no lingering injuries, and it most assuredly isn't old age, which leaves but one likely cause. The link between body and soul has weakened further. Time grows short. We must complete the spirit vessel with all haste. To that end, Sorin, might I trouble you to make a trip to the source? In addition to looking in on our friends' bodies, I would have you consult Kryl about our plan. If she has any concerns, we should at least endeavor to address them prior to proceeding. Right. In the meantime, we should get back to laying bare Elidibus' plot. Thus far, I have learned this much. That in each of the places he has visited, there have been sightings of suspicious black-clad strangers. Moreover, the coming of these shady individuals has invariably coincided with some manner of misfortune. Beasts terrorizing settlements, blight ravaging crops, you know, this sort of thing. All of which serves, rather conveniently, to make Elidibus' call for new heroes reverberate that much more loudly in the hearts of his audience. And you think these black-clad strangers are Ascians? I do, and I fully intend to investigate further. Though for that I shall require additional feet on the ground. You can count on mine. Gods know I've been itching to get out there for a while. Mayhap Urianger too can be prevailed upon to join in your efforts. He has already provided copious guidance on the matter of the spirit vessel's construction. It is for Bekaluk and I to wrestle with the rest. Well, if you can spare the old boy, we may as well make use of him. I'll go and give him the good news. You'll do no such thing. However heedless you are of your own well-being, if you care at all for Reen's feelings, you'll stay in bed until you're needed. Alphino and I will find Urianger. Stay in bed, old man. All being well, we'll have news to share by the time you return. A safe travel, Sorin. Right. We don't have time, do we? Lest you misunderstand, I'm not averse to putting my feet up. It's being coddled like a brittle-boned nonagenarian that chafes. Right. to Mordona. I can only hope things haven't gotten too bad. Do, do, do. Do, do. Tatar? Sorin, what excellent, I mean awful timing. Things bad. You see, our friends, they've taken a turn for the worse. Kral's hardly had a moment's rest these past few days. That bad? She didn't want everyone to worry, so we've been keeping it quiet. Oh, but listen to me. I call myself a receptionist and I haven't even bothered to ask why you're here. I think for the same reason you were just telling me about. I do have other news. Maybe good news. So, they think the spirit vessel will be ready soon. And they want to make sure there are no problems at this end. You'd better talk to Kryl. She's with the others in Dawn's Respite. Let's go and see her. Just prepare yourself, alright? Alright. How long has it been since I've seen the others? Like their physical selves. New room unlocked.
Excuse us.
Is there a reason all the lights are out? Kryl?
This way.
Right. Everyone. It's so weird to see Urianger in, like, normal clothes. They're all...
I would rather you hadn't seen this.
I'm sorry. We have urgent tidings.
Oh, no, I'm not angry with you. On the contrary, I know full well how hard everyone has been searching for a way to return home. And I had hoped to afford you the time you needed. But given our friend's present state, perhaps it was for the best that you came.
It's that bad. Alice?
Stiff and cold, all of them. As if they were made of wax, barely alive at all.
How long do we have?
And they had been doing so well. Save for occasional signs of etheric instability, they appeared to be in passable health. Then, quite without warning, things took a turn for the worse. A change for which even Master Matoya could offer no explanation. She could only remind me that the soul is yet an unknown frontier, and that much and more lies beyond our ken. But let's not lose heart just yet. At times like these, it is all the more important that we remain positive. Why? I but this moment succeeded in quelling a fluctuation in Thancred's ether. While the others have weakened, they have remained relatively stable. I believe I may leave my post for a moment. So come, let me hear your tale outside.
Right. I wonder if them exerting themselves in the first isn't causing things to accelerate. Apothecary was the intended healer class for Endwalker, but they weren't sure if throwing potions of people could be taken seriously. Yeah. Oh. I still remember when, like, talking about, like, ideas for classes and jobs at the FanFest. Yoshida mentioned it had been brought up to him kind of a tank class that only used shields had been proposed by someone. But he kind of, you know, put it aside and kind of said, nah, that doesn't quite work. But I'm kind of, I just remember Ridderton. Can we not have that as a tank class? He's sitting there just using 2 shields, but with like cannons in the shields. I'd love to see a tank class that is just dual heavy shields. What news from the first? Well, some good, some bad. I see. Work on the spirit vessel proceeds apace, but our friends begin to falter. As they themselves have observed, the link between body and soul has weakened. It's as simple as that. For now, I'm still able to quell the fluctuations in their ether, but it's only a matter of time. We'll lose them if we don't act soon. So if the Exarch is ready to attempt something, let him attempt it. As for the spirit vessel itself, if we seek to draw upon Allegan wisdom, we could do worse than consult an expert in the field. And I think I know just the man. Time being against us, it may be best if I go and solicit his aid in person, even if it does mean leaving my patients. Crystarium gear. Sure, let's take fending. It might make for a nice glam. Sorin, could you spare a moment? While Kral goes and finds this expert of hers, I mean. There's a gift I was hoping to send to our friends in the first, you see, and since we might be waiting a while, I wondered if you wouldn't mind giving me a hand with it. My first attempt turned out well, so now I'm going to make it properly. I'll be in the kitchen at the House of Splendors. Meet me there. Yeah. Oh, well, I had better be off too. I shall see you soon, either here or at the house, depending on how our patients fare in my absence. But it'd be interesting to see. That is a class I'd like to see, because you could make it kind of a ranged tank, a little bit, in a similar way to how Paladin is a caster tank. Give him some ranged skills or some like party buffs, like ranged DPS or like to have. Dawntrail will finally give us the Kingdom Hearts crossover event. I still have never played a Kingdom Hearts game. One of these days, maybe I'll get around to it. Taru? When did you take up cooking? There you are, Sorin. As I'm sure you've guessed, the gift is a bit of home cooking. Unlike Kryl, I can't do much to help our friends directly, but that doesn't mean I've been idle. No, I've been doing my best for the Order, taking on this job and that to keep our coffers full. I've even helped out with the Ishgardian restoration. And in the course of all this, my culinary skills have come on quite a bit. So I thought, why not make something for our friends? It's baking in the oven even as we speak. I shouldn't be long now. What is... There, baked to perfection, even if I do say so myself. That's... bread? It's... yeah. I mean, it looks like good bread, but... oh, but not just any old bread. This here is old world bread. Archon loaf, to be precise. It's what they eat over in Hydaelyn. A simple fare, I admit, but I thought it would remind our friends of home. If nothing else, Kral tells me it's a good source of ether. So it should lend him a bit of strength at least. There truly is nothing like the smell of bread fresh from the oven. Oh, Kral! And a Vision Rambros too. Oh, Rambros. Sorin doesn't even give him a glance. I trust you require no introductions either, Sorin. Oh, it's been a while, but nope. I'm familiar. Oh, greetings, my friend. Full glad am I to see you well. I confess I have a long list of questions to ask you, but I will endeavour to contain my curiosity for the present. I understand our mutual friend is struggling with the application of certain Allegan technologies. I have been keeping Rambros apprised of events in the First. Suffice it to say, he knows about the Exarch. If anyone alive can provide insight into this matter, it is him and his fellow sons. Loath as I am to disappoint you after so glowing an endorsement, memory transference was the sole province of Allegan royalty. Its mechanisms closely guarded secrets. If any record of them remains, we have yet to find it. To it, I regret I can offer no solution to your problem. Which begs the question of why I bothered to come here empty-handed as I am. The answer being, rather brazenly, to ask a favour. I would have you relay a message to our comrade. To Graha? Of course. Tell him that we never doubted him. Never doubted that he would achieve all that he said he would. And those of us who remain behind have yet to play our part. But when the time comes, he may rest easy in the knowledge that we will most assuredly do so. And then the tower shall shine once more as a beacon of hope, in this world and beyond. So tell him that we consider his duty done, and that he should follow his heart now. Forgive me, but do you say this to discourage him from overexerting himself? Or to encourage him to hold nothing back? That is for our friend to decide. But either way, I dare say a certain someone would be unimpressed. Well, there you have it, Sorin. If you would be so good as to see Rambro's message and Tataru's bread to their intended recipients, along with my report, of course. Oh, the exterminator has arrived. Well, we've been playing EDF recently. We know how extermination goes. We know how to deal with pests. Kral, before I wrap the bread up, would you mind giving it a try, just to make sure everything's as it should be? But of course, I'm always happy to lend my taste buds. Excuse me, Rambros. As a fellow Hydaelyn, may I trouble you for your opinion? Well, I usually have mine with a good dollop of Rolandberry jam, but I suppose plain is best for sampling purposes. Tatar? I see. Oh no, is it that bad? It is indeed, Tatar. Dense and unpleasant. Exactly as it should be. Just so. The very taste of home. As you might expect, our countrymen have amassed a wealth of culinary wisdom from every corner of the world. But our native cuisine is, shall we say, a little lacking. In Hydaelyn, the majority regard food as a source of nourishment rather than enjoyment. Save for those few who actually research the culinary arts, we pay little heed to the niceties of taste and texture. It was against such a gastronomic landscape that what is now called the Archon loaf was born. The creation of an Archon who devoted himself to the study of bodily sustenance. Someone actually replicated the recipe on you. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm not surprised. But yeah, I know the guy who creates the Archon loaf is kind of... is kind of the antagonist in a way of the culinarian alchemist job quests from Endwalker. In order to maximize its nutritional value, he incorporated copious quantities of pulverized fish and vegetable matter into the dough, all with nary a care for those qualities which make bread enjoyable, and the result is a flavour that continues to defy description. Yet, for its many shortcomings, the loaf's nutritional value cannot be denied, and being a damnably convenient way to cater to one's bodily needs, it quickly found an audience amongst busy scholars. Why, when I was a lad, nigh every meal was a sandwich made with this very bread, and whatever ingredients happened to be on hand. I suspect just about every Archon could say the same. Having been away from home for so long, I thought I might have forgotten the taste. But no, it is all too familiar. How it takes me back. If there is enough, perhaps you can spare some for the Exarch. He is certain to appreciate it. Oh, there's plenty to go around. I'll make sure to wrap up an extra slice. Sorin, when you deliver the loaf, please be sure to send everyone my regards. Tell them we're doing everything we can, and that we'll be praying for their safe return until the moment they get back. It's one of those recipes... Like, if there was a recipe for it, it's one of those ones I'd be curious to try, but I also know... I don't want to try that. Well, Tataru, I won't be long, and I'll bring the others back with me. Well, it sounds like it'll do them good anyway. And when everything's back to normal, I'll cook something for you too, Sorin. Gods know you deserve a treat. Sitting down for some food after everything doesn't seem like a bad idea. Right now, there's still work to do. The ocular. Oh, yeah, I'm thinking this will definitely be a two-part stream. Oh, hello, Pookie Bear. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back, my friend. How was your journey? It went well. I've actually come bearing gifts. Oh. Created by an Archon who devoted himself to the study of sustenance. This bread, infused with pulverized fish and vegetables, is extremely nutritious. Assuming one can get past the taste. Oh. The hesitation on, should I give it to him? I am doing very well. Getting to a very good part in the Final Fantasy XIV story. A bite of 12? Archon loaf? However did you come by this? I'd swear it had come straight from Charlian. It's actually... from Tataru. Made it herself. And I've got a message from Rambrose. Rambrose said that, did he? His words are very nearly as heavy as the bread. But I appreciate the sentiment. Should you have the chance, you may tell him that he needn't worry. That which I seek to do, I do of my own volition, and with all my heart. In pursuing this path, I fully expect to earn the censure of our friends, and to deserve it, but I shall forge on regardless. Forge on as you yourself did when faced with a similar predicament. So I ask that you have faith in me, in what we do. But we were talking about your journey. Before the others arrive, I would hear how their bodies fare. Oh, and the bread I shall save for later. Though it has been many years, I have not forgotten the feats of mastication required to consume it, nor how unconducive they are to conversation. Everyone? Yes, your stole is still
Forgive the
an
delay.
nemesis.
We have visited every region and confirmed the presence of Scions throughout the realm.
Lest a grave predicament be made to seem hopeless, it should be noted that they are of inferior rank. The black masked minions who answer to the red.
Right, but still.
Yes, a gaggle of schemers attempting to exploit recent events to sow the seeds of petty conflict. Fortunately, nothing of any great concern has come of their meddling just yet.
We also encountered a number of the Crystarium's former defenders, busily solving this problem and that in a bid to become warriors of light.
Never played Final Fantasy? Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, Final Fantasy 14 was my first Final Fantasy game, and I've been hooked ever since. I think I've passed 3,000 hours in it at this point. Oh, and I've also on my channel played through Final Fantasy 1 and 2. And I am planning at some point to do Final Fantasy 3 as well when I have a free slot open.
Their zeal is to be applauded. 'Tis but a pity I cannot encourage them on their course.
Not knowing Elidibus set them upon it, no. Both the troubles to be solved and the villains to be vanquished are his doing too, like as not. And so, with apologies to the aspiring warriors of light, I believe it best that we deal with the Scions quickly and quietly.
I quite agree.
But tell us, what news from the source? How fare our bodies?
Well, which one? What's a Sorin response here? I feel like try and be a little more upbeat about it. Yeah. Things are holding for now, but we are running out of time.
Indeed. Heartening though it is to know we can stay a while longer, returning home must remain our priority.
Right.
This seems an appropriate moment to ask about the spirit vessel. Have you made any progress?
We have, as it happens. One moment.
I hope so, after everything Graha seems to be putting himself through. These are...
The red stones. Then this doth mean...
For the benefit of all, permit us to explain. As you will recall, using white auracite as our starting point, we fashioned a vessel for mind and memory both. Yet, though it served this purpose admirably, the process of imbuing it with one's complete essence proved a somewhat thornier proposition.
Right.
Simply put, the memory would not accompany the mind. And so, we looked to the Allegan's mastery of memory transference for a solution.
This approach was not without its own complications, however, relying as it does upon blood, which inanimate objects, notably, do not possess.
Yeah.
We duly explored methods of suffusing the vessel with drops of the aforementioned. Alas, our painstaking experimentation succeeded only in making me feel faint, and singularly failed to imbue the crystal with the necessary properties. It was then that an idea occurred to me, namely that we might fuse the vessel not with normal blood, but with my crystallized essence.
That's...
You're doing this for our sakes. So far be it from us to complain. But don't think we haven't noticed what's happening to your arm.
It falls well short of offering up my life in exchange for yours, which was your only stipulated prohibition, as I recall.
That's...
And it is but a small price to pay for delivering you home.
That might be...
Assuming it works. We shall soon know if this grisly addition will serve as a suitable conduit for the subject's memory. Though not soon enough to warrant your waiting. The test is like to take a while.
Let us be off then. We have Scions to attend to, among other things.
You sure you're up for it?
Forgive me, but I count 6 vessels, and there are only 5 of us.
One is for testing purposes. I will personally use it to see whether the crystal functions as it should.
And if it does, wouldn't that mean that your soul could also return to the source?
That's... Gra could come back with us?
Yes. In theory, at least.
Though... his body is...
But there is a distinct difference between your circumstances and mine. While your corporeal forms want for souls, my past self does not.
Your past self is also locked inside the crystal tower.
Mayhap our essences would blend, or mayhap they would curdle. There is no telling what might occur.
And you'd be willing to take that risk?
I would.
Wait. Gra?
I see.
Alice? Is... I'll leave it to you. I'm sorry. I know it was childish to storm off like that. And probably to feel the way I do as well. Pull yourself together, Alice. Well? Hast thou a moment, Sorin? I would speak with thee on the matter of the Exarch's mooted return unto the source. Thou wilt have observed that our friend spoke not in certainties. Yet if Bekluk has the right of it, 'tis possible to predict the outcome of his plan with some confidence. And it is their assessment that, given the opportunity, the Exarch's soul should successfully merge with that of his younger self. Which is not to say the process is without complications. For one, the Exarch hath been subjected to an additional rejoining, an experience which will have wrought a change in his ethereal composition. That's right. He lived through the 8th Umbral Calamity. I suppose then that... As thou thyself didst demonstrate in merging with Ardbert, however, there existeth an affinity twixt like souls, and this doth give us cause to hope. Yet there remaineth one immutable condition upon which success doth hinge. The Exarch must needs recognize his past self as simply that, himself. As our recent travails have demonstrated, memories are essential to the soul. Any discrepancy in the former may feasibly cause the latter to spurn its former flesh. 'Tis a seemingly simple yet complex problem. For nigh on a century our friend have striven only to deliver this realm, to deliver thee, and to that singular end did he cast aside his very name, that he might assume the mantle of the Crystal Exarch. Henceforth none can say what choices our friend will make, but I thought it only right that thou be made aware of these truths. Let's grab healing. Right then. While the Exarch literally pours his own sweat and blood into his allotted task, it seems only fair that we attend to our own. Dealing with Elidibus and his minions. Just so. There is one other matter. In light of our deteriorating health, Hydaelyn should not be left alone at an either. Might I trouble you to visit her, Sorin? See that all is well? I would go myself, but I think she might be safer in the hands of one less prone to collapsing. Of course. I'll go say hello. My thanks. You may leave the Ascians to us. Once they are out of the way, we will retire to Yulmore. And when Y'shtola has finished plumbing the depths, I'd like the two of you to join us there. If you are bound for neither, I suggest you go via Venmont Yards. Our friends there will be glad to provide a boat for you. Right. Let us be on our way then. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Before you all go, Tataru gave me a gift. For all of you. From Tataru, you say? Whatever could this... Archon loaf, thou sayest? Why, even to hear the name doth transport me to times long past. Bread from another world. May I try some? Mayest thou, child? Thou must. That said, though I personally disagree with the consensus, I do nonetheless advise thee to temper thine expectations. Wiser words have never been uttered. Though it rarely darkened our dining table at home, I can attest that it was standard fare at the studium. Indeed, a slice was never far from our peers' hands. Alphino, you really are an unbearable snob sometimes, do you know that? I love the way he actually has to think about that for a moment. What I believe my colleagues are trying to say is that we appreciate the gesture. Adeldatar will do our best to return before she's forced to seek further supplementary employment. Alright. Right. Let's really be off now. We can find a drink to wash down the bread on the way. Alphino. He's like having that moment of self-realization. Venmont Yards. Okay, off to right. Oh, I'm out of my drink. Ah, well, no more hydration for this stream. All the Talos back. Excuse me. Oh, if it ain't the Warrior of Darkness himself. What brings you to these parts? I was told I might be able to get a ship here. Heading out to sea, eh? Yeah, but of course we'd be happy to help. Just say the word and I'll ready a boat. Right, and then just a quick dive and... back here. Y'shtola? Y'shtola? What? Elidibus.
Excellent. I had intended to speak with you alone.
Did you do...
None of my doing, lest you misunderstand. The link between her body and soul wavers.
Of course.
I know not what you hoped to find here, but it will avail you naught to learn of our past.
Again? Reviewing the records yet again. Really? You worry too much, Elidibus. This dedication to your duty verges on obsession. To think some thought you ill-suited for the rule. How wrong they were. But come, turn your gaze outside the window, my friend. The rains have ceased, and we have been graced with another beautiful day. What is...
It fades. Fades away into oblivion. Does the world no longer have need of me? No. I am Elidibus, and I will fulfill my duty.
Dad?
Sundered though you may be, you fought for the world's salvation. For hope. Hope. Ah, it swells within me, empowers me. Now I may carry out my mission. And yet, why do I yearn for this? Why do I struggle so?
What was... that? What did you... Where did you take her?
I shall take her into my safekeeping. If you want her back, you will do as I ask. Show me your strength. I would take your measure.
You would... You don't have to take her.
I have prepared a suitable arena. You need but ride the flow of ether.
Can't take risks with your Stola. Ardbert. Lend me your power again. Oh, is that mortal instance again, I hear? This is... Amarot. You are familiar with this place, I believe. This remembered Amarot. Proceed to the capital. I shall return your comrade to you there. Oh, which one's a Sorin response? Just give her back, Elidibus. You speak as if you are disappointed in me. Why? I am your enemy, and you mine. Our goals are in conflict, and we are fated to clash. Or had you hoped that feigned sympathy and false understanding would cast your crimes in a less reprehensible light? That I would come to look upon you as a friend? You who have slaughtered my people, who would tear down everything we have built. You do not deny it, then? Very well. Let us change the cast of this trial. You will know what you have stolen from us. What? That's... Vaderon. Modi? Mavrione. But Do not imagine I crave remorse. Only justice. The answer's reprise. I completely forgot about this instance. Forward, hero. We shall see how strong you have become. Did they say anything? Nope, no voice lines. No little text bubbles. This... What are... Let us begin. Rest assured there are no tricks. You need but defeat the enemies before you. First, something easy. Those whom a budding hero might encounter at the beginning of his tale. And I believe I have the perfect subjects. What? Let not their appearance stay your hand. Beneath the facade they are merely monsters. Polymo? Ida? It's just illusions, right? Why are you doing this? All too easy, I see. But at least you now understand the rules. Thus will we make our way to the capital. I don't think Sorin would go with that response, because yeah, that would be unnerving, Sorin. It's not an attempt. Why are you... That appearances should unsettle you so. I was under the impression you simply destroyed all who barred your way. Sparing nary a thought to the possibility that your foe could be someone's beloved. But come, we shouldn't dwell on the beginning when so much of your story awaits. Umbrita, Minfilia. Real? What are you trying to get out of this? Every tale requires villains. Defeat them and claim your place as a hero. Caius, Nero. Well done, champion of Eorzea. Well done. Onward then, over the bloodied bodies of the fallen. That was... You tasted many sweet triumphs, yes. But so too did you taste bitter tragedy. Who could forget the Crystal Braves? That idealistic, pathetic dream born from a malformed creature. Faces you know and loathe all. Let your hatred burn, and strike them down with all your might.
God damn it.
With such ease yet again. You did always grow stronger with every battle. Shitting on Alfie's. I mean, that was one of Alphino's, not so great ideas. It seems it will take more than those monsters to leave an impression upon you. Or mayhap you simply fail to understand my meaning. Not that it matters. No, I have dealt with countless heroes, and always it ends the same way. No amount of reasoning will bridge our differences, will result in happiness for all. Whatever your reasons may be, I cannot be bound by them. I can but put faith in my own beliefs, and fight for them with all my being. Wasn't perfect, but it doesn't have to go that hard. Yeah. Is there really no way we can... How very naive. If you are willing to compromise on your beliefs, you all but admit they are flawed. And I assure you I have no intention of compromising on mine. Come what may, I will fulfill my mission as Elidibus. But enough talk. It is not your assertions that I wish to know, but your strength. Hirschvon. Falsely accused of regicide, you fled for the snow-swept fields of Kurfus. Had you and the Scions met your demise that day in the Sultanate, La Habrea might have been spared his. But not only did you stubbornly live, you hurled yourself into the thick of the Dragon Song War. Swept along by the tide of events, you pursued and slew those who sought to stop the unending conflict, just as you were bid. Or was it a thirst for vengeance that drove you? Say that. I can't say there wasn't a part of me that didn't want revenge. To be fair, Warrior of Light didn't go... Yeah, kinda, but... The Warrior of Light created the opening. I trust you're beginning to limber up. Do keep up the fine form. Madeline. I've forgotten the other brother's name. Around heroes, people are wont to flock. People who harbor all manner of motives, each baser than the last. Come, let the curtains rise on the grand melee. Sarah's there about, yeah.
I'll take you.
No more than they deserve. In the end, their hand of friendship was tainted with personal desire. Where's Velgar? Giselle. What are you trying to get out of this? Do you know what comes next? You put an end to the Dragon Song War. Nidhogg? There is no saving your comrade this time. All you can do is cut off the serpent's head. These are just illusions. She likes people who are nice to her. Hirschvon and Philly are both her buddies. Yeah. Poor Sari. And as simple as that, a 1,000-year war is brought to its conclusion. But every end marks a new beginning, and for heroes such as you, there is only ever conflict. has he showed me all this? No, I didn't do everything right, but... How are you enjoying the walk down memory lane? I dare say there will have been a few individuals for whom you harbour deep feelings, whose passing caused you keenest grief. That is what our people are to us. An irreplaceable existence that can ill be lost. I will save them, for they are my... Never mind. We are not here to talk. Let us return to the task at hand. Emperor Solus had kindled an insatiable flame. Garlemald was its name, and it raged across the land, consuming all in its path. Following the trail of ash, you set forth for Alamigo and Doma into a storm of blood. Again you fought, and again you grew stronger. So strong that we could no longer control you. Yours is an unnatural, beastly strength, and we shall lay it bare. In order to gain a foothold in the liberation effort, you journeyed to far eastern plains. Magnai? Saru? Just illusions. There you encountered the land's greatest warriors, and sought to win them over to your cause. The strong are drawn to the strong. Thus did you gather new allies to your banner. Kosetsun... It's you. No, it's you. Yen Yugiri? Burn them all, hero. Reduce them to nothingness, like the ephemeral morning dew they are. Yugiri? This is... I'm sorry. You should... Yeah, nice. I'm aware nice works on Seri. You did not hesitate. Or perhaps could not. No matter. Let us turn our attention to the finale. Here we shall have a test between fellow beasts. It is only fitting, would you not agree? When I fought you in this flesh, 'twas I who triumphed. Will you turn the table this time? Oh, this is... Remember this. It'd be hard to forget fighting Xenos. Oh, I forgot. I do have the single target one at this level. Come on. All right. Is that all? My creation appears to have lost its form. It is no easy thing to see through the eyes of a beast such as him. That's what I took to say. Yeah, they weren't nice. Fair enough. Still kind of sad about, I feel like, what it says about Seri, that niceness has such an effect on her. In any event, there's only so much to be learned by taking your measure this way. Let us try something different. Come, we continue this within. Elidibus! An impressive show of strength. but surely no more than a foretaste of that which Emmett Selk's conqueror is capable. Such might requires a fairer measure. To compare like with like. Yes. But you... I shall just have to test you myself. Come on, Sorin. Show me what you can do. Ardbert? Oh, it's still Elidibus. Right. Won't let you use his body anymore. Right. I may not be the real Ardbert, but you not do well to underestimate me. He acknowledges it. All that made him the warrior he was, every battle waged, every blow swung, is part of my very being. So come, fight me like you mean to take my head. Right. No people got annoyed of warrior versus... Yep. There was a reason I swapped to Ardbert when I saw this coming. Aye. Oh. You'd kill me given a chance. Mayhap you think to recover this body. If so, prove that it's no use to me. Prove that I can't best you with it. Come. Come at me with everything you've got. Oh, that moves faster than I quick. Quick, faster than I quick, faster than I thought. Ooh. You might have Ardbert's body, but Ardbert's soul is right here. I can do this. Soul Flash? What is that? Oh. I see. You're a different beast from when you faced my creations. Very well. I'll transcend my very limits. We'll see what you're truly capable of. Level of Ceres' outfit. A Dark Knight for Oppression, Negative Emotions, Warrior for Conflict. Hold nothing back, for neither will I. Oh, I'm kind of glad I picked it up for Sorin. I do, even if he's not going to stick much with it. Oh. Oh, hello. Oh, babe, I don't like that. Sorin is a paladin. Beep. It'll be a little longer than I was thinking before he gets paladin though. Don't you have a gap close? Yeah, I have a gap closer. I don't have a jump back. I kind of just forget sometimes. Come on. I have my answer.
You have grown stronger since last we fought. The result of your trials in the first, no doubt.
Have you finished?
You stole her?
My apologies. I freed myself as soon as I awoke, but rather too late, I see.
Just glad to see you're okay.
Now, Elidibus, if you have ceased trading blows, I would trade words with you. I have a theory, you see. One concerning that which you seek to accomplish. It stems from who, or rather what, you truly are. A primal.
You stole her? What? He's a primal?
The ancients created Zodiark to deliver the star from destruction. If the magic that brought him forth is the precursor of what we know as summoning, then Zodiark would have been instilled with a presiding desire. I found it among the records at Anida, and it came as no surprise. Were I faced with the world's destruction, I too would wish for the same. Salvation.
That...
I know that you sacrificed yourself to become Zodiark's heart. How you came to be separated from him is less clear.
Wait. Then you think that's... This Elidibus is the same Elidibus who...
But if you are a fragment of his being, it stands to reason a desire for the world's salvation would drive you. And thus did you seek to inspire the masses to rise up as warriors of light, going so far as to use Ardbert as a symbol of hope.
Correct on all counts. Such is my nature, and such are my methods. I have aided heroes. I have made them. I have even become them. This served not only to strengthen me, but also to facilitate the work of my brothers, such as Emmett Selk, with his penchant for nation building.
Then you will be all too familiar with the fickleness of mankind. We change, we forget, and what little we do remember becomes twisted and fragmented over time. For which reason, you deem us unfit to carry on your legacy. But are you, yourself, free of these foibles? As the last witness of the final days, do you remember everything that was lost? Or even the things you cared about?
Get to the point.
A primal is shaped by the hope that fuels it. Even should this hope be something as simple as the world's salvation, it is the collective desire of innumerable disparate souls crying out for deliverance.
Stole?
Having drawn your strength from such a cacophony of voices, can you truly be sure you still speak with your own?
He's...
Your question is irrelevant. No matter how much I should change, no matter how much I should forget, I shall ever remember my duty. At times I stand with my brethren. At times I stand against them. All that I might steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. For Elidibus is my name and my mission, guiding my every deed.
That's...
But enough talk. You have shown me sufficient proof of your might. As I am now, I would struggle to defeat you. Yet I have still to play all of my cards. If I could offer you some semblance of sport, your lessers would pose no threat to me. Would you not agree, Warrior of Darkness?
What do you mean? Elidibus? Y'shtola? It has been an eventful morning. If indeed it is morning. I have no idea how long I was unconscious. Regardless, I am gratified to see that my efforts at an eider have borne fruit. We have confirmed the nature of our foe and his plot. Now then, what news from the surface? I suppose a fair bit. I see. Now let us make for Yulmore at once. We have much to share with our comrades. Elidibus' parting fret, not least of all. But forgive me. It would seem my belongings did not accompany me here. I will need to retrieve them from an eider. With luck, the ethereal stream you traverse still lingers. I won't be long. Suppose nothing for it but to wait. What's that? Kind of looks like a soul crystal. Is that a constellation drawn on it? I don't know if I recognize it from... Day 4. Bring honor to the seat of... What was that? Memories? Maybe they are... Maybe it is a soul crystal. Wait. Is that... another? More of them. What are these? You find 3 more crystals lying on the floor. Though they differ in color and decoration, each is identical in shape. Sparty literally screamed out when he heard the Mortine voice. Does Sparty not like it? You focus on the crystals, and find that the words they hold ring clearer than before. Behold, my friends. Embraced by the earth and caressed by the wind, vibrant life flourishes. All is right in creation. There can be no greater joy than to use our wisdom for the good of our people. No greater pride. May all know happiness, now and forevermore. These soul crystals? Ascian's soul crystals? There's a lot of things Sparty doesn't like. Where did they come from? Is that even more? Is this... This isn't part of Elidibus' plot, is it? Your instincts serve you true, and you discover another 2 crystals. As you reach out of your consciousness, new voices begin to echo in your mind. The heavens are ablaze and the land rent asunder. What will become of the world? Is life itself to be denied? Sparty, okay, Sparty. Don't. I'll try and be more down. I'll not get excited anymore. Okay. Come what may, we must not surrender to despair. If we but hold fast to hope, we may yet find a path to salvation. What are these? The voices tell an incomplete tale. Might more remain to be found? He'll get over it. No, I can't have Sparty being upset during my stream, Mooney. I just have to be depressed now. I can't argue with the burb. You soon discover 2 more crystals. Rather, too soon, in fact. As if someone wanted you to find them. Everything burns, crumbles, decays. I hear the lamentations of my brethren. And soon there will be only silence. We will deliver our star from its doom, this we swear. So please, dry your tears. Are these memories of the final days? Whatever awaits at the end of your search, it is plain you have yet to find it. Sure enough, your persistence is swiftly rewarded. This time with 3 crystals. How do I feel about chocolate and mint? I don't mind it. Sometimes mint is one of those flavors I'm not generally too much of a fan of. I feel it goes well with dark chocolate, not so much mint chocolate and mint. Milk chocolate and mint. But dark chocolate and mint goes well. Like I like those the after dinner mints you get with the little the mint fondant inside. But mint's a flavor generally I don't like too much. At least none of it's overpowering. It's one of the reasons that as a kid, and even to an extent now, I still... The main thing I dislike about brushing my teeth is I hate how strong a mint taste toothpaste has. But the only non-mint flavors are kind of in children's toothpaste. You're still my good grace. Oh no, I'll have to change that, won't I? The time has come. We shall rewrite the laws of creation, and we shall save our star. From this life our saviour born. May I be worthy of the honour. Nam isn't the mint chocolate hater. Oh. I will say, like... yeah, when it comes to... No, mint chocolate I'm kind of mostly on board with. I know definitely mint chocolate ice cream is my favourite ice cream flavour. Ooh, well, I say that, but recently kind of, I've sometimes like there's, it's not, is it I don't think it might be Oreo chocolate. There's like an Oreo chocolate you can get here that is, I do very much like, but I'm getting onto ice cream, not talking about mint chocolate anymore. I feel my soul turning, slowly but irrevocably, and the power I wield begins to seem terrible. But this is right. It is right. Oh, your mom hates the taste of mint. Yeah, mint I find it can very easily cross the line into overpowering. The tale the crystals weave seems to near its end, but it isn't over yet. And I feel especially mint in isolation when it doesn't have other flavors to kind of balance it. That's just one. With almost melancholy inevitability, the 12th crystal soon reveals itself to your questing eye. Though salvation is ours, it came at great sacrifice. All that remains is to pray that we will one day meet again, beneath a blue sky. Judging by its testimony, it would seem the voice was recorded in the wake of the final days. Oh yeah, the liking something so that no one else will eat it on you. That happened to me with, we have chocolate bars here called Bounties, which have like a coconut filling, which so few people seem to like, but I really like them. As you scan the area, another glint catches your eye. Doom. And another one. What more of the story is there? Gone is the brilliant radiance of life, replaced by the sickly glow of malformed creatures. Is this to be how it ends? For we who love the star with all our being? No, I will not suffer it to be so. Well, well, we meet again, my new old friend. You're... Hyphlodeus? You're still here. How good of you to remember. I see you've been collecting stars. I speak of those crystals. They have constellations etched upon them, yes? So they are constellations. High in the heavens, those stars shine their guiding light down upon the lives below. A fitting symbols for the convocation of 14, would you not agree? As you will have gathered, each crystal bears an account of the life of a member of the convocation, as remembered by the Unsundered. Lest you worry, they aren't concepts. They're far too incomplete to be so. But they suffice for imbuing memories within sundered souls. Excuse me? That they might be restored to their office. Keep them. I am sure Emmett Selk wouldn't mind. And these belong to Emmett Selk? So, how fare you of late? You are feuding with Elidibus this time, I believe. Regrettably. I shall refrain from passing comment on your struggle. It is not my place to do so, long departed as I am. But if I may give voice to a personal desire, I would rather you lived. If you do not, how will you keep your promise to Emmett Selk? The promise to remember that it must weigh heavy, the burden of all those memories. To one who has lived a life such as yours, I can well imagine how Elidibus's existence might seem hollow, how empty his single-minded pursuit of a half-forgotten cause must appear. But know that his devotion is not without reason, even if he himself can no longer remember what that reason is. I think I can understand. He's not a hero to us, but someone else trying to do everything he can to save his own people. Just like Emmett Selk. Like Y'shtola said, if he's the heart of Zodiark, then how can he not fight? Well, that is quite enough talk about Elidibus. I would see if you can reunite the wayward stars. Another one? That's right, it's the convocation of 14, isn't it? I mentioned before that there was a member of the convocation who opposed Zodiark's summoning and defected. One whose office was left vacant. Defectors having been deemed unworthy of commemoration, no crystal exists for the individual in question. Or shouldn't exist at any rate, and wouldn't, had a friend not created one in secret. A crystal bearing the forgotten name of his office, along with a magic of his own conceiving. A singular incantation embodying his spirit. This is... Among all the offices, the 14th was most unusual, for while the rest sat in Amarot, its holder was charged with gaining an intimate knowledge of the wider world. In the course of his duty, he travelled the length and breadth of every land, and befriended countless folk. He encountered troubles too, of course. Matters which he could simply have referred to the convocation, but that was not his way. Nay, more often than not he would call upon his comrades, and together resolve matters themselves. That... An adventurer? Such is the magic sealed within that crystal. The magic to summon the stars to your side. In time of greatest need, should you wish upon it with all your heart, it will surely answer your call. And now, it is where it belongs. Oh, there is no need for thanks. But nor will I hear any complaints about it either. After all, I cannot say whether I act of my own volition, or by the will of my Recreator. Then, this might be Emmett Selk's doing? Thank you, Hydaelyn.
I was wondering where you'd disappeared to.
Oh, Y'shtola. Sorry, got a little sidetracked.
Something troubling you?
I wouldn't say troubling. I'm okay.
No? Very well. I have everything. Let's hurry back to the surface.
Alright. I'm tempted to just go on a bit later and just finish the patch quests. No. I feel I need to hold back. finish this. This was the quest that I was going to finish, and then fresh air at long last. I would celebrate my return to dry land with a pot of tea, had we the luxury of time. But we must be prepared for Elidibus. Given what we know, it is plain he will not be deterred from his course. Yeah, there's still the dungeon, the trial, and I know there's like quite a lot of cutscene content after. Because a lot happens. Given what we know, it's plain he will not be deterred from his course. And nor would I were I him. Not if it meant forsaking everything I loved. That said, I have not forgotten how Emmett Selk sought to find common ground with us, for all our misgivings. Ultimately, our differences were not to be bridged, of course, but one must always try. Emmett Selk understood this, and if his gesture resonated with you, perhaps you might consider reaching out to his brethren. Though it may all be for naught, you of all people know there is no such thing as a foregone conclusion. Converging light. Yep. But yeah, for tonight, that's going to be everything. Oh. Right. Are there any houses I can take shelter in? Or is Sorin just going to be stuck out in the rain? Oh no, they're all locked. Just under the balcony. But, yep, that's another stream down. Yeah, good for us. Yep, I hope you understand how tempted I am to just kind of... I can stream for another 2 hours, right? I can go for a 5-hour stream nearly. But no, I will save that for next time. Yeah, so tomorrow and Thursday probably are both going to be Persona 3 streams. Friday I'll probably be back to 14, and I'll probably be that'll definitely be finishing 5.3. Don't make my mistake going 3+ hours. Yeah. No, not without a plan anyway. Yeah, so Saturday, I might do Persona 3 on Saturday again, and then start. I believe the next one I want to deal with is the Ultimate Weapon plotline. I had been planning on doing the job quests first, like kind of doing the catch up with all your job mentors, but I forgot that the Ultimate Weapon plotline came up in the main story quest. And I feel Sorin would kind of consider, yeah, this is probably more important than hanging out with friends. So so my plan is to finish patch 5.3, then it's the ultimate weapon quest. Yeah, the weapons quest line, the Sorrow of World. Then I'll after that, I think I'll do the job quests, and I'll finish that up with Sorin starting his new job. And after that, I'll finish off Eden. That is my plan. And then after Eden, it's just 5.4 and 5.5. And then Endwalker. Which, yeah, I am looking... There's a lot to look forward to. I am starting to consider when Endwalker comes out. Well, no, not when Endwalker comes out, but when Sorin finishes Endwalker, the MSQ there, that I might take a little bit of a hiatus depending on how long it takes me to finish. Because I'm probably going to take a hiatus at any rate when Dawn Trail comes out. Just because of how busy things might be and how hectic the servers might be, I might kind of just wait on streaming a little bit. That, and I'm undecided on whether or not I want to play Dawntrail on with my main character in my own time first, or have Sorin experience Dawntrail before I do. You know, in that, well, at the same time I do. Because I know that I've been able to kind of prepare a little bit more for doing Sorin's streams, like with Hydaelyn my streams, and preparing some things and kind of like thinking of new expansion releases are I remember Endwalker coming out. Yeah, it's also kind of, because Sorin's a character and not myself, it's helped a little bit to know in advance what Sorin's going into, so I can kind of ahead of time kind of know a little bit kind of what reaction he might have. I've still been caught off guard plenty of times because I can't remember every single dialogue option, but I've got what, 2 months now? Yeah, I've got what? No, three full months to make that decision. I think it's beginning of July it releases, isn't it? Beginning of July or end of June? But yeah, that's enough talking about the future. So anyway, yeah. Persona 3 is going to be tomorrow. Where, yeah, a lot of things are happening in Persona 3 that I'm looking forward to. But yeah, as usual, my schedule with my stream times is up on my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed and you want to see more, you can always follow me on Twitch. You could always subscribe on YouTube. But regardless of what you decide to do, thank you so much for coming along today. I really hope you enjoyed. And until the next time I see you, have a good evening, have a good night, and goodbye.